Growing your business with networking is a great idea if you live in 1994 and somehow get a hold of this video from the future. If that is the case, then first of all, put all your life savings into Apple stock right now and go ahead and do some networking to grow your business. Everyone else, please stop treating networking like it's anything that will move the needle on your business when it comes to getting clients. First of all, what do I mean by networking? There's many variations of it, but what unites networking as a business acquisition method that actually surprisingly many people are touting is number one, communicating one-to-one or one-to-a-few. And number two, talking about your business in the expectation that the other person will also talk about their business. And then this will then lead you to referring them to your contacts, right? So it's essentially, we talk about each other's business and then I refer you to whoever I know. So that's what it ultimately boils down to. And in its classic version, it's networking events, and I've attended one of them one time when I was young and foolish, and I wouldn't wish the experience on my worst enemy. And in its most current form, it has taken the shape of virtual coffees, which are also known as pointless conversations with strangers. What the advocates of networking fail to see is the trap of opportunity cost. Yes, networking is better than sitting at home and staring at the wall. Probably some point you will get a client. But in 2021, there are far better ways and far more predictable ways to get clients and to grow your business, even if you don't want to spend money on client acquisition. And so here are the main flaws of networking. First of all, the conversations are repetitive. You have to share your story every time with each new batch of people from scratch. And no matter how good an actor you are, after you've done it for 10 times in one sitting, you will get that glazed look in your eyes and you will start making your shopping list in your head and the other person will notice. Then second, most conversations in networking are transactional. Everyone knows it. Almost everyone there is there to sell something and not to add value. And no one will of course say that. Everybody will pretend that they are adding value and that they want to be helpful. But sorry, you have to be a complete saint or hopelessly naive to think that after you've introduced yourself to someone that they will spend time racking their brains thinking who in their Rolodex they could introduce you to. It's just the incentives are not aligned. Number three, networking assumes that meeting face-to-face conveys a kind of special halo on a relationship, that only because we talked once that I will then kind of think about who I can refer you to. But that is not the case. I met you once for 15 minutes. I know nothing about you. I don't have this kind of line, not dots. There's a great article about lines, not dots. You want to meet people in a way that kind of shows their trajectory and not just a snapshot in one single moment. I don't know about the quality of your work. I don't know whether you're a reliable person of good character. And those things make me refer you, not a 15-minute conversation one-on-one. And finally, number four, and it really pains me to say that, but given all of these constraints of networking really attracts a negative selection of people, those who have been left behind by the other methods, and those who are willing to waste their time in repetitive conversations with irrelevant and uncaring strangers. And so going to a networking event is almost like you're actively asking to meet non-decision makers with zero budget. So what is an alternative to networking? Well, I would suggest that getting good in LinkedIn client acquisition and just LinkedIn organic is a really good alternative. If you have more time than money on your hands, just become good at LinkedIn. Number one, have a great LinkedIn profile that clearly tells people what you do and how you add value to them. Not about you and what you like. No, it's about them. Number two, publish daily content that shows your expertise and do it consistently. And this is this massive leverage point versus in-person networking because first of all, many hundreds of people will see your content and will see your expertise. So that is one vast advantage versus networking. And contrary to popular belief, you don't need to know somebody in person. You don't have to have spoken to them one-on-one so that you have a good kind of idea of what they do and have a good impression about them, right? If you reliably share good content, a viewer will then mention you to someone they know who is looking for someone like you. And because there will be, a lot of credible content to go around, this person will then contact you and hire you. And number three, to be good on LinkedIn content, number one was profile, number two, content, and to number three, introduce some predictability into the process. Also have some outbound marketing practice. So you outbound, you start talking to people, do some conversations, and if they seem to have your problem, offer them a call. If you do 100 conversations a week, there's zero doubt that you will get clients at the end of it, if you do it in the right way. And so if you insist on networking as a method to move your business forward, you're essentially the person carrying buckets of sand while your competitors are driving past you in a truck with 20 tons of sand in the back. You will get left behind. It is better than doing nothing, but it's a lot worse than almost everything else.